Good afternoon. My name is Enrique Zamora. I'm the Chief Special Magistrate. I'm going to be hearing cases this afternoon. Those of you who have not been sworn in, I'm going to ask you to please stand up to be sworn in. Sir, are you going to be speaking? No, you're not on the case here. You are, so please. Thank you.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
Thank you. Sit down. You may sit down.
I'm going to
Okay.
call the next.
Go ahead.
Okay, we're going to call SWCA 2021-00001. That's number 25 on the dot. That's property 2555 Collins Avenue.
Okay, who's here in this case? You,
Are you an MC, right? Yeah. You're going to talk, right? You need to be sworn in.
¿Tú vas a presentar el caso? ¿Tú vas a presentar el caso?
Me dijeron que viniera aquí para la violación.
okay. Sir, do you speak English? No. Is there anyone here who volunteered to translate for him, please? I appreciate it. Thank you.
¿Cómo está, oficial?
He needs to be sworn in.
Yeah.
Señor, levante la mano. ¿Usted afirma decir toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad?
Sí.
Gracias.
Supposed to be done in English and then translated, but that's okay.
Okay, but I said it before, so.
All right. Okay, sir, your name?
Elinel Montenegro.
Okay. Are you related to Ania Dominguez?
Sí, my wife.
Your wife. And she has authorized you to be here on her behalf?
Sí.
Okay. I'm going to ask the city to present the case, and then I'll give you a chance to respond, okay?
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Louis Negron, City of Miami Beach Code Compliance Officer. The court case number is Charlie 2021-10788. It was issued May 13, 2021. Let me just slow down. For the property located at 2555 Collins Avenue, right away. This is a violation of Section 82-151, a person or entity obstructing any street or sidewalk in the city or impeding the general movement of vehicular or pedestrian traffic without first obtaining a right-of-way permit. It's was in certified mail. It's the first offense which carries a fine of $500. I received an email complaint in regards to a commercial truck obstructing the right-of-way on the beach walk path. I arrived at the area and found the truck had been moved from the path to the interior, and they were chipping the branches from the sea grapes trees they had just pruned behind Club Atlantis, 2555 Collins Avenue. I spoke with the owner of Mystic Gardens, Mr. Montenegro. He understood he needed a permit, but had not obtained it to block the right-of-way. So, they were pruning the tree, the sea grapes behind the property, and that's where we have the boardwalk.
Did you see this yourself?
I didn't see it, no.
Okay. Do we have any pictures?
I don't have any pictures of it, no, sir.
Okay.
It was an email. I don't know if the email has it. I don't have the picture with me.
Give me 1 second. I believe this is an email, complaint called in by city department.
No, it's on here. What's that day anyway? It's the 13th.
Your Honor, would you allow me to step down and review the documents as well?
Please.
Thank you.
It was, they have removed it from where the complaint came from, the beach walk, and it wasn't the beach walk.
The new construction.
It was inside already, where he's allowed to be.
Your Honor, for not having the information, reference the pictures of the vehicle being placed in the right-of-way when we arrived, go ahead and the city will request to dismiss the case.
Sir, I'm going to dismiss the case, but I need for you to understand that if you're going to obstruct the right-of-way, you need a permit.
Él dice que va a votar el caso, pero que tú sepas que ahora en adelante, si tú vas a bloquear algún tipo de calle o algo así, necesitas un permiso que te autorice o eso. Bueno, se llama un right-of-way permit. Es algo que tú puedes conseguir con el departamento de
Okay. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, because next time, you might get a fine for $500. So it is very important
No,
that you follow the law, okay?
thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
Thank you for translating.
okay. Thank you.
Okay, Pablo.
Okay?
Okay, let me call the next case. Is SMA 2021-02423 and 2436. That's number 23 and 24 on the agenda. That's for property 1248 Washington Avenue.
Okay. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please,
My name is Andrei Serebryanik.
and how are you related to Harrod's Pub?
I'm an owner.
You're the owner?
Yes.
Okay, very well. Let me hear from the city, and then I'll give you a chance to respond, okay? Thank you, sir. City may proceed. Now, let me ask you, because I was looking at this file. I was looking at this file, and I see that there is a comment from Special Magistrate Cannon saying that you allow this to be heard because he had paid and he shouldn't have paid. Can somebody tell me what's going on in this case?
He appealed it, but he didn't know whether to appeal it or to pay the violation. So he did both.
Okay.
So that's why I
I've
kind of allowed him
I've
to
had
appeal
that
it.
happen once before, and the city have taken the position that once the fine is paid, cannot be refunded. Is that correct, Mr. Lopez?
Your Honor, that is the policy that we've obtained in the past in a situation where an individual pays the fine and it is now closed out in the system. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's at the discretion of Your Honor. If we have an order from a special magistrate allowing it to be heard, that's something that I would have to discuss internally to see if it's even possible to go into the system and change whatever the outcome may be.
So, sir, so do you understand? I mean, I'll give you a chance to tell me, but once you paid, you paid. So the fact that you paid,
It was our first time that we couldn't receive any information about what we need to do, and we're trying to avoid any other situation. That's why we're thinking that it's better to pay. We thought it's better to pay, and then.
Right, he was
that pay, but-
confused.
No, I understand your confusion. I'm not sure I have the power to tell the city to give you the money back. Because the act of paying implies that you thought that you had to pay the fine because you've done something,
I understand that. Thank
okay?
you.
So, I don't know. Tell me at least what this case is about. Let me hear this.
Well, we have a first and second offense for placing a pergola structure on the public right-of-way, which they did have a permit for, but it was only for 28 seats and 9 umbrellas, which was what the right-of-way permit was for. But they placed a pergola on the public right-of-way, and that was not allowed under that special event permit. So, and then when they returned, I'll let the officer speak more better on the
Yes,
subject.
go ahead, Miguel. I want to hear.
Officer Castillo.
Well, by the way, what I have here is that the order signed by Special Magistrate Cannon is that both the city and the petitioner request a continuance at the last hearing. So, anyhow, let me hear. I'm sorry, go ahead. Your name on the record, please.
Henry Castillo, City of Miami Beach Code Compliance Officer. This violation, CC 2021-10055, was issued at 1248 Washington Ave to Harrod's Pub, Miami LLC. This violation is in violation of Section 12-5, failing to comply with conditions of the special event permit and the guidelines as required in Section 12-5. The reference is pergola attached to extended sidewalk cafe, which is not allowed under the permit that they had, RWP 0720-599.
Okay.
If you want, I can submit these photos. This is the pergola, just so you can see.
I would like
already
to
have them.
see it, but please show it to the gentleman first before you give it to me.
You can have that if you want.
Okay, all right, please, give it to Isabel, please. And okay, the city attorney should see it too.
You have a copy with you, sir?
Yeah, I give it. Oh, no.
No, I do not. It's not in the file, so please give it to Isabel so she can stamp the exhibit.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so I have a picture. Apparently, you put this up without the proper permit, so why did you think that you didn't commit the violation?
Let me describe the whole
Please.
situations step
Please.
by step. First of all, it was January. It was after the COVID time. It was not a sidewalk cafe. It was a parking lot. And really, as I understand now and in January, there is no specific rules how to organize that sidewalk cafe. And we was in close touch with Mr. Rodriguez when we received the permits to use the parking lot as a sidewalk cafe. We discussed with him what we could do, what we not to do, because for us it's also very important to be in the law, in rules, in the right positions. And when we built that things, we also spoke with code compliance. I really didn't remember the name of the person, but we also asking him, he was on that place at that date, and we're asking him how to, is it good or not, what we need to move to a little bit left, right, because we also, it was our first experience in that. Anyway, in January 21st, we received Cortez notice, the first one from Officer Amy Kwiatkowski. She gives us that notice, and when we ask her what we need to really to do, what is the pergola, because For us, it was not a pergola. It was, I could show the pictures that you could see. We put the supports for the flex, not for as a pergola reason. And she asked us to communicate with Mr. Rodriguez.
But you constructed this structure, right? I see the wood beams, and you put that up, right?
Could you repeat? I didn't understand what.
You built this structure here in the picture,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, like that. Yeah, I have the same pictures.
Well,
Because we,
you know, how could you think that you didn't need a permit to do this?
again, that period of time, there is no rules. And
No,
Mr. Rodriguez
I'm sorry,
said,
wait. When you say, I want to understand, when you say there are no rules, what do you mean by that?
Mr. Rodriguez said we should avoid roof on the top, and that's it. And when we're asking him if it's possible to put the flags, for example, on Sidewalk cafe, and he said now he could not answer that question because the city need time to organize all things, how to, and then if it will be necessary, we could apply for new permits, for example, if it will be necessary in the future. It was his answers. And it was in January. Now in August, it's very difficult already. I remember that past time, how it's going on, but we was in the time when all business was closed. And it was first steps for opening time. And again, for the city, from us, it helped us to survive as a business with that Sidewalk cafe. That was
I understand
very
that business.
and let me just specify one thing. We're trying to reach him during 1 week, and after we connected with him, he said remove some part of, I could show you what we did. And for example, it was the previous one like that. I have all letters, emails with him if it will be necessary.
Let me ask you, what do you want me to see? Show it to
Yeah, and
the
after
officer
that, we
here.
removed all that things and asking, is it okay or not him? You see, we removed that. Again, it's this email that I sent him again, and I have one more pictures.
And that's the final outcome right there?
This is the final, that we destroy all that things. He said, I didn't remember the date, but it was maybe February 22, he sent me that 6 feet from the ground, it should be removed at all. And we did it twice. You see, we removed first part, and then at the end we removed all. But this one was the construction thing for support, because it's a road, and we thought it's necessary to be more safety for the people. Just show. It was not a situation when we didn't answer it and didn't communicate with the city. We're trying to understand what is possible, what we need to remove. And I could show you all mails and all the things.
The ideal thing is you would have asked the question before you did it. You understand?
I understand that. But again, I'm trying to show what we did, what we could do our best in that situation. For us, it was also important
Your Honor?
working carefully and working.
Let me hear
I
from
could
the,
show now
wait,
this.
let me hear from the city first, and let me look at what I'm looking at now. You removed everything, or you put up like a fence, basically, and you
Yeah,
cut the top.
at the end.
Okay, go ahead.
So the City of Miami Beach received the application for the right-of-way permit for the Restaurant Recovery Outdoor Seating Program on them on July 9th of 2020 of last year. They were issued it the next day on 7/10/2020, and it only allowed for, like I said before, 28 seats and 9 umbrellas for Harrods Pub. That's all it allowed for. It didn't mention anything of a pergola or any overhang or roof structure. I mean, it's pretty clear what it allowed and what it didn't allow. So if he would have did get in communication with Mr. O'Neill or didn't get in communication with Mr. O'Neill at the time that he didn't receive any feedback from him, he proceeded to go on with that structure, which unfortunately wasn't allowed.
I mean, I understand you didn't know. I understand that. but I also feel that, you know, you should have asked it. This is a structure that you're putting up, that it's
And this
significant.
This is existing sidewalk cafe right now. We're also 2 blocks down from us. It's looks like our
You know,
previous one.
it's some,
But no, I'm trying to describe that we're trying to understand what is possible, what is not possible.
but you know how do you understand it is by coming to the city and asking the question.
We have
I mean,
we have
and this is clearly something that you should have done without asking. And I'm happy to see that you're not in compliance, that you basically took it down. But the violation happened, you know, it did happen, and it shouldn't have. So I don't, you know, I can't really find anything but the fact that you were guilty of the violation. So I'm sorry, but I'm going to deny your appeal, and you already paid the fine, but you need to, in the future going forward, please come to the city and ask questions before you do something like this, okay?
Okay, it's a
Well,
pity.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
sir. Thank you.
Is that for both cases, Your Honor?
I'm sorry?
Is that for
This-
both cases?
Wait, I'm sorry, what, so explain to me what the other case is?
Here's a second offense? That's,
Number 22.
This was number 25, I'm sorry,
24.
okay. What is the other case then?
the other case, which is SMA 2021-02436, which would be the second offense for the pergola when they re-inspected, correct?
Correct. Your Honor, City of Miami Beach Code Compliance Officer Nir Balgovin. I re-inspected this property February 24th of this year, and the pergola was still up. The wooden structure stakes were still up. So the second offense was issued at that time, and this fine is also paid.
How much are you paying fine, sir?
3,500.
3,000?
3,500. It was two times.
Well, I understand now, which I wasn't aware before. Why did it take you so long to take it down?
It's not so long. It depends what we need to do. As I show on the pictures, we removed a lot of things and left only columns, and that's it.
So
and,
each fine,
and after that, we received the second one that we didn't nothing. It's not true.
each fine it was $1,500?
No, the first fine was $1,000, and the second fine was $2,500.
So we paid $3,500.
And second time we was already without anything on the roof, anything.
Mr. Lopez? I'm
You're
gonna
not, at this time, the only thing I can say is the city is seeking adjudication. The fines have already been paid.
If it's possible, again, if it's possible.
If
I'm
the
not-
individual
let him
seeks
finish.
to reach out to our office, I can definitely give him my contact information. But at this stage, procedurally, we're seeking adjudication, and the fines have already been paid. So technically, they're already closed out in the system.
I understand. I think that definitely was something that he did, but I don't find that he should have been given 2 for the same violation, you know?
A lot of the times, our officers go out and re-inspect, and it seems like this was a month later. And we believe that that's sufficient time to take down the structure that was up there illegally. But again, at this point, the fines have already been paid. It seems like, you know, there was a violation that did occur. So if the individual, again, wants to reach out to our office, we can definitely look into it. But for now, there's really not much we can do at this stage.
Your Honor, if you see the photos I just submitted there, the cases are about 22 days, 23 days apart. And at the time of reinspection on the 24th, they had not modified that pergola to the point where it was acceptable by the Public Works Department.
There's no pergola already there.
Sir, you know, I would have more flexibility if you wouldn't have paid the fines, but clearly, this is something that happened. I mean, and I hear what the city's saying, in 3 weeks, you could have taken it down. It took you a little longer. At this point, I'm going to find that the violation happened and that you were cited twice, and correctly so, and you paid the fine, so I'm going to close the case, okay? Thank you,
Our
sir.
fault that we paid the pay.
I think it's important that going forward, you do try to find out what you're allowed to do before you actually do it, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay? We don't have anybody else, so let's go back to 20.
That's SMA 2020-02323 at 719 Lincoln Road.
In this
Number
case,
20.
that was reset for proper service back in June. I still don't have service.
Your Honor, the city would, there's no service, so we're going to reset it?
We need to reset it to November 1st, but I'm going to ask you to post it, because we seem to be having problems with the post office.
Yes, Your Honor.
Because we sent it and it hasn't come back. So let's post it for November 1st, please, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
The next one is number 21, SMA 2020-02361 at 432 Espanola Way. And that has two companion cases, which is SMA 2020-02374.
Okay, let's see. We seem to have the same problem here. Let me verify. This was reset from, for proper service back from June, but we don't really have service. Let me look at the other file for a second. No service. Let's do the same with these two files, and let's reset for November 1st, but I'm going to ask you to post the notice so that we don't have this problem.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I think that takes care of the 2:30. So now we are going to take a recess till 3:30, and we'll start our 3:30 calendar then. Thank you.
Thank you.